Hail victory for sure. In fact, their first victory of the season against the Oakland Raiders in Oakland yesterday. Congratulations to the Redskins, 24-14 victory. Right now, Trevor Matich, WMAL Redskin analyst and Emmy Award-winning Comcast Sportsnet host,
and
joins
elite
us.
long snapper.
Elite long snapper.
Yes.
He has that tattooed somewhere on his body. If you'd like to guess where he has it tattooed, give us a call, 888-630-9625. Hey, Trevor, was it...
Put it this way, Larry. You will never see it.
Oh, thank God for small miracles, Trevor Matich. Hey, they won, but was it an ugly victory?
It was an ugly victory, but thank goodness for the Oakland Raiders. In the 2000s, after they went to the Super Bowl in early 2003, they've been one of the losingest teams in the NFL, and it seems like their greatest contribution has been to give people who couldn't get tickets to the Kiss concert a place to go to dress up. And when you look at the pregame and show all the crazy fans with all their Raider outfits up there in the stands, you saw that. But the Raiders, fortunately, were just awful. And even though the Redskins fell behind 14-0 at the end of the first quarter, the Raiders did their part, and the Redskins finally have something to feel good about.
Well, I don't feel good about it. I mean, I feel good.
Brian.
I feel good about the win. But I don't think they're playing very well. I mean, look, here, Robert Griffin, 18 of 31. He didn't look sharp.
So what you're saying is Congress should defund the Redskins.
Now, there's a thought. Actually, no. I mean,
Trevor Matich began his filibuster at 8:13. No.
When I look at the way they played, I mean, I see occasional moments of brilliance, but I mean, overall, I just don't think they're playing great football.
Well, they're not. But they're playing better than they were. What they have done is they've improved from heinous to merely unfortunate. And that's good. That's progress. Because remember, the trajectory so far. The first two games, they weren't even in the fight. They were outscored in the first half 50-7.
Well, it looked like it was going to be that way yesterday.
Right. But then after falling behind 14-0 in the first quarter, or at the end of the first quarter, for the rest of the game, they outscored the Raiders 24-0. There's a couple things that went really well, and actually RG3 did improve on some things and actually showed some of his old magic. Now, he wasn't consistent. He was less inaccurate than he was in previous games, so there's an improvement there. But when it comes to moving around, knowing what he sees, and then throwing the ball with better accuracy with his feet all messed up because the defense didn't allow him to step into the throw, he improved. He got better. And so we're seeing improvement at that position especially, and that's the most important thing for this team.
So they've got a bye week, and this is a good time for a bye week, I would think, coming off of a victory. It would have been really ugly over the next 2 weeks. How much regrouping do they have to do to get into the winning ways? Luckily, because of their division, they're only one game out of first place now.
Yeah, they are. That's right. The division's a hot mess. Philly and the Giants are not going anywhere. I mean, they're both so awful right now. It's unbelievable. The Cowboys lost, so all three of the division teams lost except for the Redskins, and so that puts them one game out of first place after starting 0-3. So that's a good thing. They don't have to be better than the rest of the NFC. They just have to be better than that hot mess of a division to get a home playoff game. So that's positive there. They've got time to roll around into shape. But when you talk about what they do over the course of this bye week, what they'll do is focus on what's better. The pass rush really rolled around. I mean, they did really well, and it's not just that the Raiders weren't good. Ryan Kerrigan coming off one side, Brian Arakpo coming off the other side is a potent duo, and they were good. But what's even more encouraging is nose guard Barry Cofield had 2 sacks and 2 pressures coming right straight up the middle, and that position is not supposed to make plays. They're supposed to make piles. So the linebackers can make plays. When you've got a guy at that position that also is making huge plays behind the line, it bodes well for the Redskins' young secondary because that kind of pressure will give them time to develop.
So let me ask you though about the running back situation because we had a guy who we've been counting on who got hurt.
Alfred Morris. Yeah.
Alfred Morris.
Yeah, Alfred Morris. He got. They're reporting it as a rib contusion, and he left the game in the second half because of it.
Is that something that can get healed over a bye week?
No. Well, depending on what it is. If it's basically a bruise, then it's a matter of how tender it is as he goes into the Dallas game, and they have modern medical miracle substances that can be applied to that kind of a thing so that it numbs the pain. They'll shoot him up is the point, unless there's a break. If there's a break, then there's a a risk of getting hit in the same spot, having the bone shatter and puncture a lung. So really, whether or not he plays next week will have nothing to do with the pain he can endure. He'll endure all the pain he needs to. It'll be a question of whether or not there's actually a crack in a rib, and so we'll find that out in the next couple of days.
Trevor Matich, if we could just zoom out a little bit away from the Redskins and look at the NFL as a whole right now, what Peyton Manning is doing over there in Denver is really remarkable.
Wow,
Can you
something?
reflect on the offensive output we're seeing from that team?
Yeah, it's insane, but the reason he's able to do that, I mean, he's got the physical ability, he's accurate and all that stuff, but mentally there's no better quarterback in my memory at knowing what the defense is doing, anticipating it before the snap, reading what the disguise is and what the real defense is after the snap, and then putting the ball in the exact right spot. And truthfully, that's what RG3 needs to be able to do, because RG3 actually has the physical ability to do most of the things that Peyton Manning does.
Yeah.
His trajectory to be a star in this league will be the mental trajectory that Manning has already traversed. In other words, knowing where to put the ball, because the defense can't cover everything. If a quarterback knows where they're weak and goes there every single play, he can not only move the ball, he can rip their heart out.
All right.
And that's one thing I think you'll see. RG3 smart enough to do it. Now it's just a matter of getting on that track.
Trevor Matich, thanks so much. Congratulations on the victory. Enjoy your bye week. And by the way, bad news, Redskins fans. The Redskins will face the Broncos on Sunday, October 27th.
Yeah.
Oh boy. maybe Congress can defund the Broncos.
All right. We'll work on that.
I'm in favor of that.
Yeah.